Hello everyone! Welcome back to this game. When we last left off, we were in the grave building of Itsuki, and there I see dead people. Corpse? Is this where the elves bury Grandis victims after he attacked? Dusk lowers his head. Such a pity. I'm not sure I noticed these guys the first time I played this game. Well, whatever. We got a very important book here, written by some priest who is no longer alive. A priestess, in fact. Let's read it. Actually, no, let's merely examine it. The book in front of Uri is covered in dust and looks quite weathered by time. Its blue cover seems to have a rune of some sort engraving on it, and the figure of a heart with a cross supporting it like the rod of a staff. I know that I've seen this character somewhere before, but where? Well, let's read it. Elvenia, my precious Elvenia, and its dear, dear inhabitants whom I cannot help but care so much for. Both may soon be lost to me forever. Our beautiful world is soon to fall apart at the seams. He intends to bring my sweet Elvenia to utter ruins, perhaps death itself. Why are you being vague about he? Him, a most vile and wicked being with the kind of heart that would remorse not in destroying the precious lives of other living creatures. The Lord of Darkness will soon arrive. Well, thank you for telling us, finally. I am leaving behind, no, one might say sacrificing, everyone I love to go forward, alone, and face this nightmare with all possible faith I try to hold within my heart. I'm not sure sacrificing works that way. But I cannot help but wonder, can I really do all this by myself? Can I alone possibly save my world from the black mists of terror that are soon to forever drown the memories of a blissful Elvenia in the well of darkness? I'm just so terrified of death and failure should I lose to the devil. How can I bring myself to drag the ones I want to protect into sharing the same horrible fate? But I mustn't be afraid. Even should I be doomed, I am assured that those 4 otherworldly children will be able to finish what I have begun. Signorina will not abandon them or Elvenia. She loves her creation too much. For the loyal disciples, I must continue to watch over and guide. For my darling husband, and for my sweet daughter, farewell. Never forget our mother's sacred promise that keeps us at heart's peace. Elvenia Celestios Arath. Signed, the Holy Priestess. Who might that be? Well, we kind of already know it was Lisa. Also, it is brighter in here now. I probably do not even need to bother asking this, but those 4 otherworldly children are us, aren't they? Sigh. Whoever the Holy Priestess is, it looks as though she intends to get us into quite an interesting mess. Yet, destiny is destiny, and I, for one, will not just turn away from all this. As I told Banaka earlier, we cannot ignore people right in front of us who need our help, especially an entire world full of them. This Lord of Darkness must be stopped before the innocence of a world just like ours is completely destroyed. So, shall we do this? This decision will probably affect more than we can even really understand. Take heed. I am so tempted to just blow it off. You know what? I'm choosing it. Screw destiny. Dusk is glowering again. I don't think I even need to say anything that will, in a subtle undertone, cause you to go back and rethink your decision this time. So, in other words... Bzzzt, wrong answer! But thou must! Well, I've got nothing better to do. Let's do it. Yeah, rock on, dude. I'm ready when you are. Dusk says without enthusiasm. Sigh. Yep, we were destined for great trouble, all right. But where can we find this Dark Lord that we're supposed to be fighting against for the fate of the world and all? Panaka says something about a much larger continent to the south called Sibyline Reef, and how we should begin our journey there because a much darker cloud has been hanging over those lands than has been here in the north. We will obviously be meeting with our little-known enemy over there instead. We should try venturing further east in Lelia to find a way that will take us across the ocean to this southern continent then. I don't know if Sam's people will be able to help us in that regard, and we have been intrusive enough here as it is. If Grandis were to come looking for us again, then our staying here will only place those innocent lives in an even greater danger than they are in already. I've been thinking perhaps it is better that we actually depart from here right away, rather than staying to guard against another possible attack after all. Perhaps there are other elven communities in the east that are more advanced than the Itsuki Kingdom, and will therefore be able to provide a seafaring vessel of some sort. You mean a boat? Then we're all agreed. Let us be off. I don't need to read the book again. Wait, can I read the book again? Apparently. I was kind of wondering, because it did this whole thing where examining the book didn't have a message anymore. So I figured, well, maybe reading the book won't have a message anymore. Nope, it has a message again. Thankfully, once again, able to quickly scroll through that. Okay, well, let's go ahead and leave this depressing place. Because I can. I wonder how exhausting it would be to climb stairs this long. That was a moment there where it waited before taking us out. Oh. Something's about to happen. Huh? Where is everyone? There were elves milling all about this place as if nothing had ever happened earlier when we first entered the underground sanctuary. Now it looks as though they've all sealed themselves up inside their homes. Hurry calls out, "Hey! Everyone! It's all right! The three of us never left your village without saying so, at least not yet. So you don't have to be afraid of monsters catching you while outside, not as long as we're still here to watch your backs. Come on back out." Yeah, forget about it, man. If you haven't yet noticed, the sun's going down right now. Whether we're around to protect them or not, I really don't think that anyone in this world will dare allow themselves to be caught outside the safety of their homes once darkness falls. Those Elvenians, like the elves, who are even aware of the coming of the Dark Lord that Paneka and Lisa's diary talked about. Somewhere in there I lost track of what he was saying. Partly because I'm thinking, well, if it's getting dark out, it would have been a nice touch if it was, well, getting dark. As though elven homes like these will be much protection against a demon attack anyway. Besides, it probably isn't so outlandish to imagine that the coming of night in a time of crisis such as this would begin to foster a sense of distrust towards even us three in the minds of the Itsuki elves. We are humans from an entirely separate world, after all. If the Lord of Darkness came to Elvenia from across the stars like we did, who's to say with complete faith that they might not imagine one of us being him? At least as far as the Elvenians are aware. I really don't think that you, Lynn, or myself could actually be the Dark Lord all along. That's just way too uncommon a plot twist in these kinds of stories. I almost wonder if he was breaking the fourth wall there. Actually, I'm really wondering if that was breaking the fourth wall. But you're right. If the people of this village would feel safer with us gone now that it is getting to be nighttime, then we should go on and leave the Itsuki region as soon as possible. Alright then, shall we get going to the next continent? Eastward to Meadows. Maybe not. Ah! Who was that? Immediate assumption that it was a person who did that. Oh, jeez. Hey, dude, what happened? Are you okay? He was shot by some kind of magic. Hurry! I'll look in on Lynn. You stay on guard in case whoever's out there is still watching for another clear shot on either you or me now. Yeah, but how am I supposed to fight back? I don't even know any magic myself. All three heroes' souls are shaken to the core with fear as the horrible sound of wicked feminine laughter echoes back at them from seemingly all sides, and the air begins to feel as though it is literally becoming ionified with a magical presence. Uri draws his weapon and tries to hold it steady before him, eyes darting warily this way and that. Dusk raises himself back to his feet from where he is kneeling beside a semi-conscious Lynn and, alarmed, points at something ahead of Uri. Over there, Uri! You! So, you finally chose to forego cowardice and come out of the shadows to face us directly, as any warrior who retains the tiniest shred of honor is meant to. I sense magic in you. Is it Grandis? So we got a masked sorceress here. This was definitely foreshadowed by a random NPC I talked to before going into that building. I've noticed a couple bits of foreshadowing that I wasn't able to catch my first time playing, but now I'm catching now that I've already played half this game before. I won't mention the other two instances that I've noticed. Ha ha ha! Don't ever confuse me with that braying donkey of a magician. You can see for yourself that my powers far exceed that wretched human's. But what more can one expect from someone who has no shame in appearing before Elvenians dressed in such tacky attire? I see there is at least one ideal that you and I have in common. But the fact that you spoke of Grandis with such sneering contempt, and you have malevolent intentions concerning us three, would seem to indicate that you are also a servant of the Dark Lord. So why don't you end this charade and tell us who the hell you are? Watch your tongue, you naughty child. It is rude to demand the name of someone who is about to destroy you. It is? Uri hoofs with curled lips. But very well, if you must know, I am Mistress Wraith Sephadorn, ruler of all of the entire demi-human race, and also the most powerful. I'm gonna write this name down before it scrolls any further away from it. Wraith Sephidorn, the black ghost lady. So, Wraith Sephidorn, ruler of all the entire demi-human race and also the most powerful sorceress who has ever lived in the history of Elvenia, at your service, my neophyte heroes of the light. Neophyte? Dusk says, knowing full well the answer before even asking the question, "And what do you come for, my dear Mistress Sephidorn?" "I stand here with an order from my Dark Lord to kill the human children sent here from another world. I do apologize for having to send you to hell where you belong when we've only just met for the first time, but my master insists that it is most practical for we to be pulled out as early as possible." Well, joke's on you, they're probably going to go to heaven. "Dusk, you take care of homeboy. I'll take on this witch myself." "Are you stupid? You're no match for a woman of her arrogance. You saw what she just now did to Lynn." "Yeah, I was just now thinking, maybe Lynn could have been facing the other way to help imply that he's kind of taken out." Before Dusk can draw his sword and attack the masked woman, Lynn quickly reaches up with one hand to hold Dusk back by the sleeve. "Forget about it, man." Cough. Once that moron's made up his mind about something like this, not even an entire army of Wraith Sephidorns will be able to change his mind. Idiot. Let him go and get himself killed. No way! I am not about to let anyone's senseless death burden my conscience at the end of all this. Not that there is anything I can do to prevent it from happening. Uri says through clenched teeth. "I told you to already! I've got this!" Heh, cough. Heh. Not even your hot-headedness in wanting to save Elvenia will compare to that, Dusk. Dusk lowers his sword in reluctant agreement. "Dang it, Uri! I swear that if you lose this one after all that petty boasting just now, I won't hesitate to chase you into the afterlife and give you the severe beating that you already deserve." "Fine then. You'll be disappointed." "So, how does fighting me one-on-one sound, Wraith? What do you say I make you eat that very same magic spell that you just now tried to mess up my homeboy with?" "This is insane." Cough. "Uri doesn't even possess arcane abilities like she does. She'll make moon dust out of him in no time flat." "Yeah!" Wraith smiles condescendingly. "So, you've learned a little magic trick, have you, kiddo? Do you plan to fight me with such a feeble spell at your hand? How cute. Laughable, but cute. Okay, admittedly, I thought that maybe that was her spell against Uri's, but no, apparently Uri's about to cast magic here. That's a twist. What? He's able to use magic also? A feminine-sounding but strangely familiar voice speaks softly from within Uri. It is a voice that only he can hear, as all time around him seems to freeze. "Hello there, feminine voice. Are you afraid of failing before your enemies? Afraid of appearing too weak or fragile in front of those who depend on you? You did not appear to show too much concern for the dilemma of those whom you have decided to fight for, yet you were in such a rush to stand up for those you are fighting with when they were in trouble themselves. Why is that, I wonder? You put on a show of cool apathy towards the Elvenians and pretend to fight only to avenge the wrongs done, so eager to prove yourself to any adversary who will come across your path during this journey. Blind anger nor some antiquated desire to deal justice will help you to survive long enough to find your true purpose for fighting and saving Elvenia. Let go of your rage and temper justice with mercy. Why can you not honestly admit that the desire to protect the helpless and the innocent from the evil that approaches Elvenia is truly there within you all along, as your two friends over there have done? They have chosen to obey your pride-driven wishes and let you fight on your own after all. So if you are this determined to slay the rival before you, then heed my words well and do not throw away reason, lest here and now you may forfeit your own life, as well as the lives of those two who are helpless to do any more than stand aside and watch you assume all responsibility for yourself on the outcome of this first of many battles between good and evil that lie ahead on the road to Elvenia's decided fate. And who shall be left to stand between Elvenia's innocence and the enemy who threatens it should you lose here? Look past your zeal and rage to find the answers to all of your uncertainties that are in your heart as you fight on Elvenia's behalf, for whatever reason that may be, and your zeal shall become you. For I am KetzelFeathers, protector of Elvenia's innocence, as I watch over her from the blissful... once again, I'm going to make note of this name before it goes too far off. KetzelFeathers. And that is the name. Okay. For I am KetzelFeathers, protector of Elvenia's innocence, as I watch over her from the blissful heavens, and the scarlet soulless Emzu, goddess of love. When disciples of the darkness arise before thee to bring chaos upon this blue world and its gentle creatures, I shall grant you the power to purge all evil with fire. Oh, Prien. Thank you for repeating it, because that first name was off-screen and I lost track of it already. KetzelFeathers. KetzelFeathers, bestow upon me the magical powers of fire, that I may save my friends' lives from the bloody hands of this evil adversary before me. Flare arrow. Ack. Uri learns flare arrow. We got magic now. Foolish child, for daring to strike me with such feeble magic, I shall use my greatest spell to incinerate your fragile human body right here, right now, and bring all three of your heads to my master once I'm through with you. Okay, let's do this. Ooh. Let's do this? Well, that didn't go well. So, this goddess just gave us some fire magic and... Nope, didn't help a bit. Totally did not help a bit. So, if that doesn't work, what will? Find out after this third and final episode break of today's stream.